This is my 2018 Volkswagen e-Golf, which I bought a couple months ago and have put about 800 miles on so far. If you're not familiar with the e-Golf, it's an all-electric version of the Golf that was introduced to the US market in 2015. Volkswagen did a minor refresh in 2017, increasing the electric range from 84 miles to 125 miles. The vehicle is only available for sale in 10 states and the District of Columbia. In today's video, I want to do a quick summary of the 5 things that I like most about the vehicle so far. So the first thing I really like about the e-Golf is the attractive exterior. And within the EV hybrid segment, that can be hard to find. There are some exceptions to the rule, but in general, most hybrid and electric vehicles have very unconventional designs that are quirky and really scream, look at me, I'm different, I'm electric, I'm saving the environment. And they draw a lot of attention. And with the e-Golf, you don't really get that, and it was the thing that led me to consider buying an e-Golf from the beginning. Looking at the design of the e-Golf, you'll see that it's very similar to its gasoline counterpart. There are a few minor differences between the two, but in general it carries the same overall design, and it's very stealth compared to other electric and hybrids that are out there. On top of that, the Golf is offered in both a GTI and a Golf R configuration, which are very sporty and have very attractive appearances. And so one of the things that led me to buy the e-Golf is knowing that this vehicle can have a much more sporty appearance. And my goal while I'm owning it is to make some modifications to the vehicle to give it some of the same flavor that you get from those 2 other models from Volkswagen. Much like the rest of the Volkswagen lineup, you can see that the e-Golf has a very nice, clean, contemporary design with nothing that's too out of the ordinary. One of the design cues that I really like on the e-Golf is this rear pillar, which for some reason to me looks just a little similar to the wing that you get on the Audi R8. And obviously these 2 vehicles are at a very different level, but for some reason I just like that little accent on the vehicle. I'm not a big fan of the wheels that come standard on the e-Golf. They're very aerodynamic and help increase that range, but that is one thing that I do plan on changing on the vehicle and upgrading to something a little more attractive. The other main styling cues that are a little different from the rest of the Golf lineup are up here on the grille. This is kind of more closed in with a blue stripe than what you get on the other versions of the Golf. And then on the front spoiler here, got the LED lights on both sides, and then this little chrome strip along the bottom. Gives a little bit different appearance than other versions. But again, while it's different than the other versions, it's not quirky. It just highlights the vehicle as being something a little different than from the gasoline versions. Along with keeping things attractive and normal on the exterior, the interior is likewise very classy with a nice, clean, simple overall layout. Again, you'll find on a lot of EVs and hybrids, they again tend to be very unconventional compared to gasoline vehicles. Unnecessarily, in my opinion. But you can see it's got a really nice large center screen there, touch screen. It's got dual zone climate control, heated seats, nice layout with all the buttons and gauges. And then they also use a really nice level of materials in the e-Golf. And that'd be expected from the Volkswagen brand, which tends to use really high quality materials on the interiors. You can see that the steering wheel is leather wrapped with the blue stitching. Comes with those audio controls on the steering. Gauges have a nice premium appearance to them. Nice accents throughout the vehicle in terms of materials. Volkswagen is certainly one of the leaders in the industry in terms of designs for their interiors, especially at this price point. And the e-Golf is no exception to that. They take a very similar style and design to what you get across their lineup and apply it to this vehicle in a really nice fashion and creates a very nice interior. The third thing that I really like about the e-Golf is that it's a lot of fun to drive. And part of that is the fact that it's a very small, nimble vehicle, but on top of that, because it's electric, it's got that heavy battery pack sitting in the bottom of the car. And so with that, you're really taking the center of gravity of the vehicle and you're pulling it down low, giving the vehicle really great handling characteristics. Now, if you think about the dimensions of the vehicle and the fact that all four wheels are kind of positioned out at the corners with that really heavy battery, this is kind of the ultimate go-kart. On top of that, because it's electric, it's surprisingly quick. And the 0 to 60 time wouldn't necessarily suggest that. Sitting at about 9.6 seconds, it's really not that quick compared with a lot of internal combustion engines. But because with an electric vehicle, you get 100% power delivery immediately. It's got lots of torque. You get this very instant power transfer. That means that while it's not real quick from 0 to 60, it's very quick in, say, that first 30 miles per hour, which, if you think about it, is really what you're gonna notice most. So when you're accelerating, it throws you back in your seat, and most driving is gonna be in town. And so in general, you're not gonna be getting up to 60 miles an hour on a regular basis anyway. On top of all of that, the e-Golf is gonna feel a lot faster than a comparable gasoline vehicle, because it's not gonna feel like it's working as hard. With a gasoline engine, if you slam the accelerator into the floor, you're gonna hear it working, you're gonna feel the vehicle vibrating, and you're gonna feel those hard shifts from the transmission. But with an electric vehicle, it's very quiet, very linear with that power transfer. You're not gonna get those significant vibrations, and it doesn't have a transmission. It's basically a single drive transmission, and so you're not gonna feel any shifts. And so it's very smooth, very quiet, very subtle in that power delivery, making it feel a lot faster than it really is. The fourth thing that I really like about the e-Golf is that the audio system is very intuitive, it's very functional, it's easy to use, and it has a really nice format. And the sound quality from the speakers is excellent. And that's something Volkswagen's really good about doing across their lineup with all models, including entry-level models. And it's something that I wish more mainstream automakers would do. Because if you think about the amount of time that occupants will spend inside of a vehicle, considering how many miles are going to end up on these vehicles and the number of hours that are going to be spent sitting in traffic, and the pleasure that you can get from an audio system and the relatively low cost that it is to upgrade those speakers, it's a great way to not only enhance that experience for users, but give a vehicle a more premium feel. And so it's something I really like about the e-Golf. Giving a quick demonstration here of the screen. I can't give any demonstration of the sound quality because of copyright, and honestly it wouldn't really translate anyway. But you can see that the screen is very large and it has a really nice format. So this is the preset screen with plenty of presets, and you can scroll to separate screens to add additional presets, and so there's a plethora of that. You can also go to the tune here, station list. You can change to AM radio. It's very functional, intuitive screen. On top of that, the vehicle can function with Sirius XM, although you've got to pay for a subscription for that. And then the ability to connect your phone through either Bluetooth or a hardwired connection allows you to play music in that way as well. On top of that, if we open up the glove box here, you'll see that there's a slot for a CD and an SD card. And so you can play music from either of those sources on the system as well. The fifth thing that I really like about the e-Golf is that it comes with a heated windshield, and that's great for two reasons. The first one is that it defrosts very quickly, and the second reason is that it preserves the electric range. Now, I had a thick layer of ice on my vehicle this morning, and within less than a minute, it was able to defrost the window using this feature, much quicker than I would get on either of my gasoline vehicles. And so it's very convenient from that sense. The second reason that it's really good is that with electric vehicles, you're always concerned about range, and you want to reduce the use of that HVAC system as much as possible because it has a significant impact on the total range of the vehicle. And so having the ability to defrost the window using that heated windshield rather than the HVAC system is a really good way to do that. And I want to show you real quick just how that looks. Sometimes in really sunny conditions, you do see the heated windshield a little bit from inside of the vehicle, and that can be a little bit annoying, but in general it kind of just disappears into the windshield and doesn't have that much effect on visibility. I'm not sure how well this is coming up on the camera, but I did want to show you just kind of what that looks like having that heated windshield. Essentially, it's a very similar design to what you would have on a rear heated window. So you should see some little vertical lines Going from the top to bottom. Well, it's hard to tell if that's showing up or not. Definitely getting the reflection of the sky and trees. Jumping around to the back. Obviously on rear windows, it's much clearer where these little strips are. So essentially it's the same type of design on the front windshield, although they're much less obvious, and rather than having kind of an orange tint to them, they have a white appearance to them. So those are the 5 things I like most about the e-Golf. If you have any comments or questions, leave those in the section below. For more videos on my 2018 Volkswagen e-Golf, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.